demise of 3 women. Okay, Somalia, President Mohammed highlights progress made so far. Benin, 2 soldiers killed by homemade bombs in the north. Is it insurgency? What exactly is happening there? It is not coming away from Starr Radio. Okay, South Africa to build new nuclear plants that will come to now support the story of their power sector there. And attempted coup in Sierra Leone, ex-President Koroma, as I said yesterday, was in house arrest. What he said is that I didn't have anything to do with that. But he said that he was part of it. So we'll bring you more on that front as well. So wherever you are, don't go away. Tanzania announced the death of its second missing national. One of them involved, they were both involved in the Gaza attack and the Hamas attack in Israel that brought about their loss of life. Good morning to you, and I hope you are doing very, very well. Thank God Nigeria is so happy to you, and we hope that you are doing very, very well, as I would say all the time. Alright, then, I'm moving on straight to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of Africa as well. In Ghana, well, when it comes to the stories that is making the rounds in the political field, we are not on government payroll. FPP, I think federal delegates are saying. So, they are not on government payroll, let me put it that way. So how do they get, they are managed in what they are doing? How do they come at all those things? Are they contractors? Well, not contractors, but become contractors. You know what? Yeah, man. Okay. And in other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world as well. Okay. Putin tells Russia his war objectives are unchanged. Russia's leader holds his first major news conference since his full-scale invasion of Ukraine began, and he said that my war is unchanged. Okay, and Ivan Orban as he decides on support for Ukraine. Well, is Mr. Orban going to allow Ukraine to join in? The Hungary Prime Minister. We'll see what happens on that. We're following very, very closely. And the monster iceberg just under a trillion ton. Scientists use a radar satellite to take a tape measure to the world's biggest block of ice, and it's moving. Where is it going to be moving to? Maybe North Africa and cool the place a bit. The price of peace between Israelis and Palestinians is one of the debates going on. UK Prime Minister says two-state solution, the right outcome. What's been happening? We'll be telling you more about that. You think I'm going to a place where the two-state solution is going to happen? You look at the devastation, the destruction that is taking place in Gaza, and you say, well, they brought it up on themselves. But somebody say human rights, whatever happened, that is another story. Olayomi Koiki, yes, good morning to you. And he says, good morning, Archie and Mr. Archie Frank and Mr. Olayomi. We salute you, really. Okay, now in the UK front as well, before we get ourselves ready and get Mr. Olayomi Koiki on, one unaccounted for and injuries after explosion. The MD for the area says they were walking wounded after the fire at the Tree Forest Industrial Estate. An explosion out of late. There have been lots of explosions happening in what we call our place, Wales. And my issue, my story has been what exactly is happening there. That's right. All that bad story is happening. The father, stepmother, and uncle, the 9 girls' mother, Sarah Sharif, then was found dead at her home in Woking in August. The parents and the care, they ran out of the country to Pakistan, but managed to come back to come and face the full rigors of the law. But let's see what happened there. And Robin Sandler, MP faces common suspension. Now, Tories face possible by-election after Blackpool South MP Scott Benton is condemned by standing.
Yes, so I don't dial on more on me.
Let's enjoy this song, and we'll be having Mr. Olayomi.
No, I don't want the song to flip into my program because of the copyright. I just she cut in a clearly new reflection. Ojo nro repete leni ni àmọ́ wá you ojo yẹn kàn nro repete látàárọ̀ ni. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ẹ wò wá láti India Ọlọ́run bá wà pẹ̀lú yín níbẹ̀ yẹn. Yáyàyà ọmọ rice èlò ló ń ta rice nísìn ta ló máa ra rice ta ló fẹ́ rice má lọ da rice nù ta ló fẹ́ rice mo fẹ́ fún yín ní rice ta ló fẹ́ rice ẹ fẹ́ goyin kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ rice ìyàwó Táíwò Kíkẹ́ ẹ̀yin ò lè nídẹ̀ bàbá wa Kẹ́hìndé Sàlámì ẹ̀yin ò lè nídìí rice ẹ tó wà Nàìjíríà nìkan ló nídìí rice ta ló nídìí rice ẹ̀fẹ̀ ni mò ń ṣe má wọ̀rí kò sẹ́ni tàbí fún ní rice o èlò ló ń ta báàgì rice nísìn èlò ní báàgì rice báyìí ọlọ́gbàrà o ẹ wá ń febi pa àwọn èèyàn wa títí báyìí Nàìjíríà kan febi pa àwọn èèyàn wa ni ó dẹ̀ kí n sáré ṣe tíì yẹn padà ní sìn ṣá níbi tíì ká máa fi tíì yẹn jógẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Starr Radio kí lẹ́nu mo wé èèyàn wa ẹ jẹ́ sáré plug omi yẹn èèyàn wa ṣé mo wà pa Omita culture ló ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni my brother I love you too man shout out to you ṣe láìkì direction tí mo fi sí lẹ́yìn báyìí ṣé ká fílà ní ká tún da padà sí side báyìí ṣe láìkì lẹ́yìn adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bá wa Mọ́yọ̀ tí wọ́n bá wa pa yín ní Nàìjíríà wọ́n ti ní ká wọ́n ní gbogbo nǹkan níwọ̀nba díẹ̀ ni o wọ́n ní ti máa fi mu tí lélẹ̀ ìyàwó tó wá sórí program lánàá wọ́n ní Koiki ẹ máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ níwọ̀nba díẹ̀ ni o díẹ̀ máa kó pọ̀ díẹ̀ ojútó máa kó pọ̀ púpọ̀ adélẹ̀ lè rí lágbára ọlọ́run kù díẹ̀ tábà ti give up so ẹ̀ka platform olóko tí kò wà on ní bíbá Instagram ok àìtí wà on lórí Instagram so ẹ̀ka fi lè ṣe Instagram mo kí gbogbo ọlẹ́ǹkan sí a ní ṣe wàhálà lásán àwa la ní síyá àgbẹ̀yìn ẹni tó bá like irú nǹkan tí mo wọ̀ ẹ lọ sórí IG Instagram page Omita Culture wàláì ẹ ní regret pé darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn tẹ bá dẹ̀ ti ní látọ̀dọ̀ Koiki bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n lè fún yín ní discount kékeré wàláì ẹ̀yin náà máa look good bí èmi náà ṣe ń look good báyìí àtàrà òbòdì fẹ́ ṣe tíì o but ẹ jẹ́ ń pa speaker because kò ní jẹ́ ká gbádùn mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí àní ṣe wàhálà lásán wàhálà yìí ó sì ń ṣọmọ lókù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwa la ní sí àgbẹ̀yìn ṣé ẹ̀ ń rí mi gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́wàá mi báyìí sọ ma pe studio nìsín ẹ fi pa bàbá wa Mọ́yọ̀ ànígbà fún yín láíláí wà rí ìjìnà dù àwa táwa ń lu ìbò tíì náà làwọn fi ń gbéra kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa wàhálà gbogbo táyẹn tutù ni ó tutù dáńbà ni Ọlọ́run mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ṣe ká pe Archie ká bá Archie sọ̀rọ̀ ìdúró dẹ̀ ni máa wà lẹ́nu nísìn so mo kí gbogbo wa ṣé gbogbo ilẹ̀ ń rí mi dáadáa ìfẹ́ kí everybody máa rí mi ìyá bó ṣe move ilé náà wà báyìí so that everybody can see me so ká pe Archie ẹ̀yin tèmi lórí mixlr ṣó ń dún tátátá ṣó ń dún tótótó ṣó connect ṣó connect Nàìjíríà yẹn lọ́rùn ok afternoon lẹ́yìn wà lọ́dọ̀ yín alright afternoon mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ǹkan sí let's call Archie ẹ̀yà ká pè Archie ó yà ó ń sókè mo gbọ́dọ̀ yọ spoon kúrò náà wọ́n á dàbí bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú lóde tó connect. A very good morning to you. Not sure why the camera is frozen, but we're working on that to see if we can bring it back on as quickly as possible. A very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our viewers and listeners from around the world, and welcome once again, to the Starr Radio UK network. Still trying to figure out the camera seems to be frozen, but we're working on that. It seems to be back now. Yeah, seems to be back now. Yes.
Yes. We want to thank every one of you who have tuned in this morning to listen to us on Starr Radio UK. And those who listen to us daily, especially how much it costs you to buy data, especially those of you on the African continent. I know it costs you an arm and a leg, yet you want to do that and listen to us. And we appreciate it greatly, immensely. We are so grateful to you. It's coming to the end of the year, and if we have people who go to various places to go and say thank you to God, thank you to whatever ability, anything that has protected them, and we think that it's right to also say thank you to you for your support. But for you, there will be no need for us to be sitting here doing anything. So we thank you very much. Myself, my colleague, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and all the presenters on Starr Radio UK. We appreciate you. Those of you on other platforms as well listening to us, we appreciate you greatly. If you want to say thank you to them as well.
Well, I actually, said that yesterday, and we must continue to say that without our, lovers and friends that are listening to us on different platforms, not just in Nigeria, some have to wake up, just to catch up with us. The Easy Dollar, there's those in, Tostino in Russia. We have listeners in New Zealand, in Australia, and like I always say, this is what we love to do as well, but we appreciate them from the bottom of our heart. And as we are just less than 16 days, if I'm right with my calculation, I guess it's about 16 days before the end of this month, we also continue to pray that Nigeria will not happen to us, because the image you're looking behind us is a professor of art in Houston that had a very terrible encounter, and he has said, cut my neck off if you ever see me again in Nigeria. I'll be telling us details of what has happened 48 hours ago from his journey to Ghana, into Togo, Benin Republic, but it seems that getting to his own country, Nigeria, he was almost killed.
Well, listeners, stories we always bring your way. Ajani Ajala, once again, good morning to you and to every one of you. And we know that at the end, to get into this festivities, Christmas and the New Year, we want to troop in, especially those of us in the diaspora, troop into Africa or Nigeria or Ghana, wherever, to celebrate with our families. But if somebody should make such a statement, then one of the questions, what made the person make that statement? So let's go to Yomi in our Northland Studios, where he has got all that story for you. Yomi, who is this gentleman and why is he making that statement?
Well, is well known to not just the Nigerian community in US, but also known to the world as well, the world at large. He's a professor, of art history at the Houston University in America. Is currently, I believe, on whatever reason to Africa, mostly to Nigeria, but for him to have decided that he would make the journey from Ghana shows that the love that we all have when it comes to this continent. But sometimes, if care is not taken, we could be caught up, with what we call the security situation that many of us are concerned. So I'm just trying to open up quickly so that we can give us some kind of a background to Professor Moyo Okedeji. If you go on his Facebook page, you'll be able to see so much of some of his artwork. He's currently art and history professor at the University of Texas at Houston. He also studied at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. He also studied at University of Ife, where he was actually traveling to until certain things happened when he actually got to the border between Nigeria and Seme. He had no problem from what he has written out in the last 48 hours from Ghana to Togo, but it seems that when he got to Nigerian borderline, not just $500 was taken away from him, also he was almost killed or probably kidnapped, and those officers would have probably said, none of us know what happened to him. Let me give us a sneak view because of what he wrote is quite lengthy. We've talked about it just before I came on air. He says that when he got to the border between Nigeria and Seme, he was accosted. He showed his Nigerian passport, even though the passport has expired, but he also held an American passport that he was traveling with. That probably may be a flag to those on the ground. It was said that he can't travel into the country with an expired passport. I'm not an immigration officer. I will not be able to say what immigration law says as Nigerians, but those that I've spoken to this morning say you can travel to Nigeria even with a passport that has expired. His money was returned back to him. He had a large amount of money, but it seems $500 was removed. It was then taken to Festac, My 2, where he was meant to connect another driver to take him to Ife, where he had some other engagement. This is where another 3 officers with AK-47 get close to the vehicle that he was in and then told him to calm down. They did a search on him. He explained to them that he's a professor and also showed them ID card of his university, his driver license, but they were not going on for that. But who saved him? He actually said this, that the Igbo people in that area, literally about 50 of them, surrounded the officer, stood their ground, and this is how it says in this message on Facebook. Also listening were some Igbo guys hanging out at the motor park. Before you could say, Kilode, what has happened? The officer searched me thoroughly. They started searching my bag. They found that my suitcase contained my personal effect. They were interested in the pair of shorts, which they said looked like a camouflage shot. They pulled out the shot. Then there was a sculpture that I made. When you go on his Facebook page, you will see he makes a lot of sculpture, but it seems that they were not comfortable with one that says Juju on it. Well, it seems that the officer said they will allow him to go with them to the station. This is where the Igbo people that were in that area stood their ground and said, we will not allow you to take him, just as many people that have been taken away never return. The question then went further that after those stood their ground, the officer ran away from that, returning back all his possession. And he went further to say that, I recall the traumatic moment I left the country in 1992. I swear, if you see me in this God-forsaken country again, cut off my neck.
It is sad. It is sad when we have people who could invest, not only financially, but their experience or knowledge that they've acquired. Can you just imagine him being in Nigeria, maybe lecturing in one of the university institutions, the impact that he can make? But because of this insecurity and everything that goes on there, now you see he's now saying that it's not going to come. Now, you and I are listening to him, okay? Now, and those who are listening to us are hearing exactly his testimony of what has gone on.
And this is exactly what has happened if you look at the last 2 diaspora that Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho literally decided to stood up, and rise against, the insecurity. We're not talking about the northern part of Nigeria now. This is in Lagos State where he has encountered, this particular, traumatic experience, and he has said that, is making his way back out of Nigeria quickly. Dr. Borode was killed. He's a, PhD holder as well, returned to Nigeria at Igogon where he was killed. Then let's talk about also Mr. Gbenga Olabi that came from Maryland. His body was not even buried in Nigeria. The family decided to relocate the body back and give it a befitting burial in Maryland.
Well, it's a sad one there, but if any of us are backing or planning to go on holidays, I'm not saying that don't go. I mean, we will pray that Nigeria doesn't happen to any of us, and therefore we go fine. But when you get there, please make sure you take good care of yourself. It's very, very important. Starr in UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Mr. Olayomi Koiki has got the president,
Ondo State. Well, I mean, we have Edward Khan, but apparently there's now a state broadcast in Ondo State, and it seems maybe, the peace that we've been talking about, I mean, we expect this should have happened. We pray that Akeredolu get back on his feet as quickly as possible and take back his mantle. But for now, we must allow peace to reign. According to the news coming now, Ondo State Deputy Governor that is now in charge as the acting governor, in a broadcast yesterday, calls for unity, prayers for Akeredolu in a statewide broadcast. I come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
So is he the one in the middle?
Well, we're working on his own. We're working on his own image so that we don't mix him up, because we have to give the acting governor, a kind of an image as well. So that is going to be coming up as the engineer are working on that.
Behind you is not the acting governor. I was looking at the president. I know Akeredolu, I know the president, but the one behind you exactly
That is the elder statesman Edward Clark that actually spoke against that issue as well earlier, before Akeredolu decided to now, vacate the office and allow the acting governor to take charge. And right now, the images of the acting governor will be coming on the screen, and that's the acting governor right there, taking his seat, which is exactly what many have been talking about.
Yeah, it's good that he's there to take the seat to see to the running of the affairs. I mean, holding the fort until we will pray that Akeredolu will be okay, and then he can come and resume his position. But interestingly, when it comes to our politicking in Africa, I'm looking at it this way, that it looks like we seem to gratify people that are looking at the service that they are rendering to us. So you look at the whole state. How many of the people, apart from them, they are experienced political who want to be supporting what it means by and that's right. What number of percentage of the population were looking at no, we need somebody substantive to be there and not his wife, or some people signing, stuff like that. How many, what percentage if you are looking at it?
Well, I think the percentage is high because, it's a state that has, so much, at stake itself when it comes to, the insecurity, that because that particular state has an influx of terrorists driving through. There would also be the economic factor as well. So from the indigene, I have one of our media in the Yoruba Nation campaigner that have talked about it, that it seems that those on the ground really want the state to work, and that is the full picture of both the governor, the president, and Akeredolu is the one on the left-hand side, the deputy that is now the acting is on the right-hand side, and President Bola Tinubu in the middle there. So it seems that the percentage is quite high, and I'm sure it's just to bring back the peace and normality back in the state. And going into, reading from what the broadcast of yesterday, the acting governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, has urged the people of the state to embrace unity even as they return the state to the path to accelerate its progress. Ayedatiwa said this this morning, during a state broadcast on the assumption of office as now as the official acting governor of the state, following what we now call the due process, which we've been talking about, the transmission of power to him. Maybe Akeredolu was a little bit worried that Sowore was coming into the town on the 16th just to push effort for him to go to all that medical leave. But it seems that, the palace also refused to allow Sowore to use the same place, even though the palace also says it's not for anybody, but it's also for political gathering and everything. But it seems that as they all know Sowore, they decided to unplug him using the hall. I don't think Sowore will need to travel down anymore since Akeredolu has now decided to leave.
Well, let's start in the UK. I mean, we're talking about unity there, but when you can't talk about development when you're not talking about security. We need unity with security, then we can actually have the development. But would that be? That's why we have Chief Dr. Sunday they are standing up for their community, and they think that the right thing has to be done. But what do you think about it? Let us hear from you. Once again, massive good morning to you. Now, moving on to some other stories making the rounds there as well, pertaining to this Kaduna bombing that took place. Well, there was a suit against the federal government, but it looks like the indigents or those who have been affected, the community are saying that no, we need to sue the federal government. So what is happening there? Is it that because the president said, we should take it that it's one of those things that God wanted us to, some people to die? Yes. And not to digress, but there was a person here in the UK who went to take for a surgery. Now, when they went for a surgery, there were mistakes done. There were some of the tools that were used were left in the inside the person, and the person was thrown out. And later on, when they found out that thing was killing the person said, you know what? It's an African. It's an African. They said, it's God. That's why I need to. And so I asked myself the question: what actually goes on in our heads? The people have been killed. I mean, the inflation has gone on. You know how much money that government is wasting, and people are throwing away, politicians are wasting, and you need to be compensated. And they say they don't want to know that, or are they going to now sue the government for a huge amount more than what they sue? Tell us more.
Well, the military, as we know, is taking these very serious. And like we always say, that we hope that they will be able to deal, with the problem as quickly as possible. But what we are now seeing that, Kaduna bombing, the military have now raises 8-man panel. Villagers disown 33 billion suit is one of the headlines coming up as well. According to the defense headquarters, says it has now opened an investigation into the December 3rd accidental bombing of Tundu Biri community in Kaduna State, which claim about 150 lives, and we pray for those that are still, taking, treatment in different hospitals across the state. This is coming from the Director of Defense of the Media, Major General Edward Buba, in an interview, granted, says that there is now eight senior officers. This was the leadership of the Tundu Biri community in the Igabi local government area in Kaduna State, have also disowned the claim that the community had filed a 33 billion lawsuit against the federal government. I've been hearing that news as well, that it seems that some individuals will have to sue the military. But as we all say in Nigeria, if that has not been coming from the real community, maybe there's another corruption that wants to kickstart, and that is why the community is quickly speaking out so that nobody acts on their behalf. The military will probe the incident. When the panel is set up, the details will be communicated accordingly. Let's hope that we will get a better outcome as against the one that we never got during the NSAS killing of innocent Nigerians by the previous administration.
Well, listeners, we hope so. As Yomi said, we keep fingers crossed that it's not because they are being brainwashed, and therefore they are saying, it's okay, it's God who was one, Allah who was killing us, and that's okay. No, nobody should be. Somebody shouldn't make a mistake like that, and then somebody suffers for it. No. Okay? But it is that some people are trying to step in to do all their kululu to get siphon money from them on behalf of these people. They're wishing that is the wrong move there as well. But listen, this is Starr Radio, okay? It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's Olayomi Koiki and enough London studios. I'm Archie here in the South Studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. How about you enjoyed the Nigeria voices yesterday? Bishop Anderson, a massive good morning to you. And our man who joined in to give us all the health tidbits there. Oh boy. Now, if you didn't listen to that program or you missed out on it, be rest assured you can go to the Starr Radio YouTube channel, Facebook, and then go listen to it. It will help you a great deal. Okay? Yes, you have to pray, you have to do also, but you need to take good care of your health as well. Alright then, now let's move on. Now, federal government didn't orchestrate reverse license, says information minister. Did he? Why are they putting their defense that they didn't orchestrate?
Well, it seems that the issue in Rivers State is quite, another history, because what we are saying now is that the godfatherism is not working, and it seems that, that is not favorable. I mean, we have a new, Minister of Information that is also, coming out to say that this morning, according to the Minister of Information and the Orientation, Idris Malagi says the political crisis in Rivers State was not orchestrated by the federal government. The minister who spoke, in an appearance in one of the mainstream media daily program this morning said that the fact that some of the actors in the crisis are in the cabinet of President Bola Tinubu does not literally mean the situation in the state was engineered by the All Progressive Congress. It's a PDP state, but it seems that 27 members of the federal assembly of Rivers State have now changed to APC. The remaining 6 that are still loyal to the governor decided to do the budget. The River House of Assembly itself has been pulled down because there was a kind of a eruption that happened some few weeks back. So I was reading on the space yesterday where another incident of such took place, but it seems that those that lost out were the ones that were against the governor. But it seems that these ones that have moved away from the PDP to APC wants to get what they called a total pullout from pull down of the governor by making sure that the governor does not become the governor. How that is going to happen when the governor has already read the budget in a different environment with 6 people that are still believing in the chief judge of the state have also not accepted this 27, telling now, for the governor to start making his way out of office. You can see that the political tension in Nigeria, sometimes could be as almost not favorable for many people. But what people are saying is that why should you be voting, and we vote for you as under the PDP as our House of Assembly, and then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you decide that you're moving into APC. This is the question that many Nigerians are discussing and deliberating this morning.
So do you think that they are going to hold, I mean, the PDP were calling on
and that is the information minister to the left-hand side, which is different from Lai Mohammed that we always see his face all the time.
Now, so is there going to be an election? Will they call for an election?
Well, that is what they're thinking, that they want to push, for a new election. But like I said, this is like history repeating itself. A similar incident has happened in another state. I believe sometime around 2000. One of the elections that they've done. But like I said, it became a lost out to those that left the governors at the time, and they say it seems that politicians do not learn their lesson from previous events.
Starr Radio UK, a couple of stories, more that we're going to be looking at before Yomi takes over the whole thing. Now, Tinubu has sacked FAAN. I was trying to get their names, Nama and a few people. So, it's like, when he came in, definitely, these individuals will know that if they were not in the right standing with him, then, of course, they were going to be replaced, let me put it that way, nicely for the president. The president for Tinubu on Wednesday approved the suspension, removal, and replacement of the chief executive officers under the Federal Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development. Presidential during a statement last night explained that the action, which takes immediate effect, is in line with President Tinubu's determination to bring world-class standards to Nigeria's civil aviation. Of late, we'll be having issues there. But before you have a response to that, sending you me, massive good morning to you. We hope that you are doing very, very well. Thank you very much for joining me. Johnny, the president sacked, suspense, and all that.
Well, as the president comes in, we should expect a lot of changes, especially, they have those that are loyal to them as well, but they also have to be loyal, to the country. What and who are those that have been taken off office this morning? Let's quickly give you those names. Those affected in the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, Nigerian Meteorological Agency, Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. The SAC is in tender with its Renew Hope agenda, like you said, which is also going to bring world-class standard. We're talking about the FAN, which is the Federal Airport Authority. Mr. Kabil Yusuf Muhammad has been removed from office, replaced with Mrs. Olubumi Oluwaseun Kuku as the substantive managing director of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Let's stick with the airport itself to start with. Mr. Archie, Nigeria will never surprise people like us. Benin Airport yesterday was in total darkness for 8 hours. People were literally checking in, getting onto the plane with a mobile phone torchlight, and it seems that again and again you just cannot stop wondering how a country that has good amount of resources, good amount of people. So maybe Oluwabumi Oluwaseun Kuku will look into not just Benin Airport, but also look at some of the crash that has happened, like the Sosoliso that end up with almost 108 innocent Nigerians. Let's talk about the managing director of the Nigerian Airspace Management also. Mr. Tahib Adetunji Odunawo has been removed from office, replaced with engineer Umar Ahmed Farouk. The question is, were this individual capable, and was this just again a political appointment? As we know, there is still much appointment, and the list is probably just sitting down with Tinubu, as there's no ambassador representing us right now, because Tinubu recalled each and every ambassador, apart from those representing Nigeria at the United Nations, back to Nigeria by the end of October. So there's still a lot of rooms to keep in those loyal to him during the campaign, and probably maybe world class to bring the best into the country.
Well, you get the touch on what I was going to ask you next, and that was pertaining to the ambassadorial appointments.
You got to know that that is a big lobby. that one they're saying a big fish. Big fish. So he has to make sure he doesn't upset anybody.
I was thinking, well, with the Nigerian ambassador to Benin be brought back to Nigeria, you don't know why he went to Benin.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it is Starr in the UK. Well, we'll see what the president will do. If there's a new sheriff in town, will it make any impact at all? That's another story. But now, interestingly as well, we have the Naira scarcity that is going on, cash scarcity. But people, the CBN is saying people are hoarding the banknotes. And here by this time as well, when we're getting ready for the Christmas and the that was when Emefiele and Buhari were still there, and they were actually changing the currency, and that brought about a lot of difficulties for Nigerians. So there was scarcity of money. People will not get in the chance to queue. If you go and queue, you don't even get your money. Now, the bank acting director in charge of corporate operation business, Akama CD Aliru, in a chat with newsmen in Abuja yesterday, said the CBN was monitoring the situation and had released sufficient cash to 8 branches across the country for onward distribution to deposit banks. However, they are of the view that people are actually hoarding the money. Yeah, is that true?
Well, who's hoarding the money? Is it the average Nigerian that doesn't have the money, or is it just the big man that is doing the illegal mining and also injecting banditry and terrorism, according to the Minister of Mineral Resources, Dele Alake, as we said yesterday? I mean, hoarding the money, we spoke with Bishop on the Niger Voices yesterday, and he explained a lot. The government does not have enough forex. We rely on the Nigerians outside the diaspora that will send us dollar in, the pounds, the Canadian dollar, to be able to inject that into the economy. But the question is, how come then we are not able to get the naira? I mean, Nigerians do not spend dollar, we spend naira. But like you said, it seems that there is just this society that has not really helped. And let me take us back to what the World Bank is saying this morning as well. NNPCL not transparent on the subsidy dollar revenue. This is coming from the World Bank, this morning as well. According to the story coming out, the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited is not transparent about the financial gains from the first subsidy removal. The World Bank has disclosed. This extends to the subsidy arrears that are still being deducted and the impact of the subsidy removal on the Federation revenue, the bank noted. The Washington base made this call in its Nigeria Development Update December 2023 edition titled Turning the Corner from Reforms and the Renewed Hopes to Result. This is the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edun, revealed that the government was ready to scrutinize the revenue flow from the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited.
Well, they wouldn't tell us the truth so that we know that the state actually has made too much from the scrapping of the subsidy. But they will tell us that we all have to buckle up, we have to tighten our belts, and you see, get Nigerians still suffering. But listeners, it's not coming away from Starr Radio, okay? Go back to Yomi for the rest of the stories making the rounds and what is happening on the social media platform. Over to you, sir.
Well, not a very good one if more companies continue to exit Nigeria. As another organization just coming onto the screen is also planning to exit the market. We always talk about Nigeria is a niche market when it comes to the population, when it comes to the demands of services and goods. But the problem is, why are those demands now something that is pulling out companies out of the market that many thought is the biggest in Africa? Jumai Food to exit Nigeria by the end of 2023. Jumai will cease operation for its food delivery service. Jumai Food in all of its operational countries, which include Nigeria, Kenya, Morocco, Ivory Coast, Tunisia, Uganda, and Algeria, by the end of December 2023. The company's current priorities across its 11 operational nations are the Jumai Pay platform and its core physical good business. Even though Jumai Food accounted for just 11% of the Jumai gross merchandise value in the first 9 months of 2023, the company has had difficulty difficulty turning a profit since it is founded. This indicates that between January and September 2023, the total value of food sold on the Jumai Food was $64 million, which is just about 11%, or $581 million, a measure of immense size at which Jumai Food was functioning, but it is not a measure to profit. So it seems that Jumai is not making the profit in those countries that we've mentioned, and they decided, to pull out. There's a lot to still discuss, as the River Attorney General is also resigning. This is just the breaking news coming right now as the tension continue in River State. What could be the reason why this River State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Professor Zacchaeus Adago, has now resigned? His resignation was communicated in a letter dated and addressed to the governor as well. He noted that his exit from office was based on personal principles and is not connected to any political crisis that is currently rocking the state. Once again, we hope that the situation in River State will come under a proper control. Well, let's go straight and talk about some of the other news that is picking up from the news network this morning. The police also vow, you talked about it before I came on air. There is a robbery that took place in Ikere in Ekiti State yesterday, but police is promising to apprehend the robbery perpetrators. The question is, why were the police not able to stop it in the first place? It shows that again and again the insecurity is also danger to lives of Nigerians. I've seen videos of those that have been affected. Few people have been killed. So many of them have also been injured. It seems that a bomb was used when the bullion van was used, to move the money into one of the bank, Wema Bank. EFCC to probe suspended NCAA Director General, according to Nuri Badu, says the presidency. Well, that is the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. There's so much crime across Nigeria, but we hope it's not just a media trial, because the presidency on Wednesday said that the suspended Director General of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Musa Shuaibu Nuhu, will be probed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Earlier, the President Bola Tinubu have suspended him, like we said earlier, and also replaced him, according to the spokesman, Ajuri Ingilali. The Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Musa Shuaibu Nuhu, has been suspended so that the EFCC will be able to pick him up. I hope he will not run away before the pickup, because it's easy for the EFCC to say that they're going to pick him up, only for us to be told that he has run out of the country. Just as we couldn't allow Emefiele to run out, we must not allow some of these individuals to run out, so that they can be able to be facing the justice as well. I just want us to see the images of this individual, as many corrupt individuals are operating in Nigeria, but he's still guilty until he's still innocent until found guilty, they will say. So that's his face there. So we're going to be monitoring that, and we hope that his arrest would happen today and not tomorrow, since that is already in the media, so that it doesn't become a media trial as usual. Well, it seems that NEPA is still one of the biggest issues in Nigeria this morning, but the NLC has faulted again the federal government plan to the TCN restructuring. The federal government, through the BPE, announced its plan to sell off about 40% shares of the government in the electricity distribution companies in the capital market in 2024. Well, the question again and again is, who is buying? Are they capable? And what is happening? Many Nigerians continue to stay in darkness, even as you said earlier, the airport in Benin Airport was on a complete total shutdown. Even one of the officers was saying, you cannot record. Well, the guy said, well, it's better for me to record so that we show the world how inept this airport is. Everyone has to go through it. I mean, it's just unbelievable that imagine if you're carrying something that is not meant to be on the flight. That shows the insecurity, because nothing was working. The whole airport was in darkness. Well, as tomorrow is a big day, before we go into the social media, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu court case return again to Abuja Supreme Court, and we're going to be giving those details. Hopefully we will have something to talk about before we come on air at 11 o'clock tomorrow. But the question again in the lips of many Nigerians is, what is his offense, and why is he being held by the EFCC in the last 3 years? That's why I said I hope the other man which I know is from the northern part, the Shuaibu, will be picked up. We know that Emefiele is from the southeast. It was picked up. There's nothing wrong when they're picked up, but again, I do not stand and see that the other man has run out of Nigeria, just like the former miner ran out of Nigeria and went to Niger until he was brought back. Right now, I'm sure he's probably sitting somewhere in a very nice room, being told that he's currently in the prison. So as we go straight into the social media at exactly 11:40, so I can come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie, there is a lot trending. Seyi Tinubu is trending, not too sure why. That's the son of the president. And when you are the son of the president, you will always also be in the limelight. So let's see if we can pick one or two things why he's trending. I know the last time we visited one of the property that belongs to him in St. John's Wood. What about $11 million? The property is also linked to, Dezani, is linked to Aluko. But it seems that Nigerians are so excited whenever they see, these individuals. So I'm trying to pick up why he's trending. Well, it seems that Lege says, Seyi Tinubu is my best friend. I am not his best friend. Well, Lega is one man that also follows Seyi Tinubu. Seyi Tinubu gifted popular content creator Keith Mitchell a whooping sum of 10 million. Okay, maybe that is why it's trending, not too sure why. But it's the president's son, and just like Obama's son, and also the children of the president around the world will continue to trend. IPPIS is trending this morning. Also, the Biafra is trending this morning, and I guess that has got to do with Nnamdi Kanu court case tomorrow. Wura_Yoruba also continue to say, and in this Wura_Yorubanimi reposted what Simon Ekpa, the PM of the Biafra government in exile, wrote just around November. Our Yoruba brothers must regard those criminals attacking them as defeated Fulani agents in the Biafra struggle and completely ignore them. It is only the Nigerian paid and implanted agent that will attack Yorubas after the historic joint press briefing in the Biafra. Nobody should listen to them, tagging us in that video, in that post as well. Well, as we saw in that post from Professor Muyo Okedeji, says it was the Igbo people that saved him in the hands of the criminal police officer that they were almost going to kill him. Also, Simon Ekpa posted some few hours back. The criminal want to trend with Simon Ekpa. He think Nigeria will pay him for his rubbish. Can you imagine if he's in Biafra land? Biafra will go and flog the... I will not read the other part because it's not going to go on the air. But again, as usual, there's this tomorrow will be a total lockdown in the southeast because of the case of Nnamdi Kanu. And as Nigerians continue to ask questions around the bombing in Kaduna, are we ever going to see justice for those that were killed in Kaduna? Because we haven't got justice for many Nigerians that have been killed in the past. As also, I picked up the case of Mohbad. Naira Marley accused Iyabo Ojo of defamation, is now demanding 500 million naira. This case of Mohbad is still ongoing. The Nigerian Entertainment Afiz Fashola, also known as Naira Marley, has now taken legal action against actress Iyabo Ojo, alleging the character defamation of false and defamatory content on her Instagram account. This case will be a long one because Mohbad hasn't got the justice, and many Nigerians are asking questions, even asking whether the son or the wife rather should do a DNA. There's a lot of different conversation on that, but what I always say is every Nigerian needs justice, but it seems that one goes more to hopefully bring the justice. Delegiwa till date haven't got the justice, but we hope that one day justice will be served for every single one of us.
Maybe one day, who knows, in our time, justice will be served. But there will not be peace without justice. But tomorrow, as Yomi said, we'll be following the development in the Nnamdi Kanu's case when he's taken to the courts. We'll see, maybe for a Christmas gesture and goodwill, they'll say, let's give him a bill. That will be story. But who knows? All right then. Before you go.
Well, don't touch the dial at 14/12/2023 at 11:44 right here in London. I'll take you back now to Archie for the rest of the morning show. I'll be back again tomorrow at 11 o'clock. For now, have a very good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Have a lovely day. Listeners, that has been Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. It is Starr in the UK. 11:45 the time, and I'm going to bring you some music. And then from there, we'll continue with the discussion.
ọmọ ikùn mi ti ń kọrin my stomach don dey cry pé ọmọ go find food chop o ikùn mi ti ń kọrin what's the time now okay alright I'm gonna go in there again probably come back. I hope you've enjoyed the first two programs. Am I being anything back? Because if not, are disconnected. The bottom of the show them on the show. Portrait of the landscape because I have to charge the phone. So if not, I would have disconnected. But since that they got disconnected, so I can plug on me. Bàbá Kẹ́hìndé Òsínì ẹ ti pè mí àbí wrong time lẹ́yìn máa ń pè tí ìgbà tá a bá wà lórí program lẹ́yìn máa ń pè wá ẹ ní pè wá nígbà tá a bá sí lórí program anytime tí bá wà lórí program lẹ́yìn máa ń pè anyway ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi mo ti ya omi ibi tí yìí o mo ní láti fi tí bàgì sí òkú kan ló gbé lọ báyìí kọ́lọ̀ foríjì kábíyèsí Elédùmarè ẹgbẹ́ ẹṣin yẹn tó ṣe ń dún ẹṣin yẹn ló ń dún lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbọ́ sáǹdì ẹṣin yẹn kẹ̀ṣẹ́ atẹ́gùn wọlé díẹ̀ ìgbà mi lẹ́yìn kan mi a máa ń ní ìdòtútù yẹn kó wọlé kọ́dọ̀ kó forí jì wọ́n ẹ máa yẹn politician ẹ máa ṣe bí ìgbà tó yẹ pé ẹ ní kú ẹ máa fi àjà wọn yàn gbogbo àná la máa kú kọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ká lẹ́mìí gúngùn ni ẹ máa fi àjà wọn yàn wá o ẹ túbọ̀ máa fi àjà wọn yàn wá. Crazy system. So I can take a short break. It's been back to back. So Kali Padawa probably maybe in the next few hours we can be able to do some other more program as well. But for now, I gotta go now so that Mali lost see me there. Mali Padawa. Tell me about she Yawali. Yawali requete me. So Mokibu Gwalen cons Mokibu in grammar. Kibu in Lulufewa. May is good. Wow, I do go along. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ náà lórí TikTok. Thank you so much. Oh, watching you from Dolan House UK. Níbo ni ẹ wà? Dolan House. Ó lè jẹ́ building ṣé immigration building ni? Ṣáṣá London ni ẹ àbí ní London? Wọ́n náà wò wá láti inú Dolan House. Paddington. Oh, okay, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi nìyẹn. Bàbá àgbàlagbà dáṣà. Okay. Ó yẹ kí wá concept bá friendly ó yẹ kí wá nígbà tí Rishi Sunak wá lára àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa tó wà ní òkè Dollar House yẹ ó ti yé mi yẹ mo ti ní láti ti dárúkọ yín mọ̀ mo ti mẹ́ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní COVID inquiry ẹ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní orí TikTok lẹ́tí máa wò mí ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ bí mi pé Mr. Koiki ṣe ṣíọ̀ pé ṣé kìíní ò ní dìjà àbẹ̀ Ọlọ́run kó má dìjà náà ni o he was very concerned many people are concerned that in time fact no wọ́n ní ṣé ó máa lè bọ́ sí báyìí tí kò ní díjà mo níwẹ̀ èmi ò mọ yẹn o because Nnamdi Kanu ló dè mọ́lẹ̀ nísìnyí sọ́lá wà pẹ̀lú yẹn gbọ́n mi ẹ kúṣẹ́ àwọn tó ń ṣe security long hours ló máa ń ṣe lórí ìdúró nínú òtútù ṣe ẹ busy lẹ́nu àbí ẹ busy lẹ́nu n tẹ̀ mọ́ kí ni update ẹni tí mo fẹ́ torí ẹ̀wà mo ti wá so I want to move on. Ìjọ tí mo lọ sí COVID ẹ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀lẹ́gbọ̀n ẹ̀rín Mr. Koiki mo ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni èmi náà ní inú wọn dùn gan. I'm so happy to see you as well. Ọlọ́run àkókò wà pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa iṣẹ́ kan lèmi náà ń ṣe níbí báyìí o bísí lẹ́ni mọ̀ pé nígbà tí Boris Johnson ti wá àti Rishi Sunak gbogbo àwọn tó kù tó máa wá nísìn àwọn just small cabinet minister ní sóhun tó fà á nìyẹn ìgbà Boris Johnson wọ́n bísí bàjẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kan mọ́ ní kọ́ bá mi ya pítọ́ Mr. Koiki wọ̀ nígbà ẹ̀yẹ kó yé yín àmọ́ ló ti yé mi Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú yín ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ bá ń kí àwọn dáàdì wa di ọ̀dà wọn yẹn náà so very many Nigerians that are working in UK I was expecting you when Rishi Sunak ó yẹ kí n wá but mo kàn sọjú nù níyàrí Boris Johnson gangan ni mo fẹ́ wá target ó yẹ kí n wá nígbà Rishi Sunak yẹn but mo kàn sọjú nù níyàrí kò easy náà ká tó lọ síbi ká tó lọ sọ̀hún Yẹmí Fátókì èèyàn ti gbowó àti Koiki Media tí bá ní mo fẹ́ mu tíì ní sẹ́yìn bóyá dẹ̀ máa sẹ́ndì náírà sí mi màá bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé báwo ṣe fẹ́ lo náírà yìí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókì kò ní tán bẹ̀rẹ̀ láì I appreciate everyone we want the best I think even if Nigeria is giving us the best ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó ní ages àwọn ti Belgium nìyẹn àpárá ni mo kàn ń dá nísìnyí ó yẹ kí n máa boil ẹyin ni ebi ti ń pa mí ó yẹ kí n boil ẹyin ta ló máa ń jẹ boil egg I love boil egg wọn ló da gan ó yẹ kí n boil ẹyin méjì ni so àbọ̀rọ̀ mi yẹn nísìnyí you know it's just that the country get as it be that country kò sí hope mbẹ́ mọ́ if anybody is still thinking that there is hope then may God Almighty Allah make it to increase your knowledge and wisdom ẹ ṣe gan ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. It is good for the boy bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n boil ẹ̀ ọmọ rẹ̀ ta fi ń jẹ inú ilé yìí gan 15 ni mo ṣe rà níjọ́ òní okùn mẹ́rin èmi náà máa jẹ méjì nísìn àgbàlagbà gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ méjì wọn ló da gan máa bọ́ ẹ̀yin nísìn máa jẹ ẹ̀yin nísìn so èyí tá a ṣe léèní àbí ṣé ó ti tó for now ká padà wá kí gbogbo náà kú lọ sí mi Mr. Deniyi Jubril Bukisa so ẹ ká tún lọ ká lọ relax díẹ̀ so ká tún lè padà wá so at least màá lè ní strength so tí bá ti jẹ ìyẹn tó máa ní strength please drink less of coffee or àmọ́ ọmọ coffee ò lẹ́ǹkankan náà ni ẹ̀rí ẹni tó wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá ni wọ́n ní wọ́n bá ní gbogbo nǹkan kò sí bá ọmọ òtútù ìtútù máa mú mi jẹun pa ẹ̀ǹtì nílò òtútù yẹn ti fẹ́ máa wọlé moderate náà ni gbogbo nǹkan láyé Mr. Olamilekan Olúṣẹ́sí Olúṣẹ́sí náà nìyẹn everything is moderate in life so kò sí bá ṣe fi avoid a lot of those things it just has to be in moderate so that you know tó bá ti pọ̀ jù náà ló máa ń di problem then wọ́n dẹ̀ ní tí wọ́n bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí ìyàn náà máa ṣe kí ni wọ́n á máa reduce the you know tí wọ́n bá ti ń pé 40 bá ti ń pé 50 ẹ̀yin bàbá 50 ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi 60 ẹ̀yin àwọn tó tàtẹ̀ ti pé 70 àwọn tí mo máa ra wọ́n ti wọn wọ́n máa ṣe oúnjẹ tó bá ń jẹ ni so but irú àwọn tá a wà ní 40 náà nísìn a gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe oúnjẹ tá à ń jẹ so that kọ́lọ̀ kó fún wa ṣe so it is well. Boiling egg is better than fried egg bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òróró lẹ́yìn òróró náà ní fried yẹn kí ló tún ṣe tí Jumai náà tún kúrò Nàìjíríà báyìí kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ náà a ní ìdíṣẹ́ fáwọn èèyàn nílé gbogbo wọn tún lọ gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbọ̀kadà yẹn nísìn a máa lose iṣẹ́ náà ṣe o bọ̀ kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà nìkan wọ́n dà pé gbogbo African country kankan lọ́ọ́ ti fẹ́ lọ náà ṣe o many people don't have a job and àwọn kan tún lọ la máa ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí so èyí tèmi ẹ jẹ́ ká pa broadcast yẹn so kí n padà wá kí n lọ boil ẹyin lágbára Ọlọ́run fún wa ṣe délẹ̀ so thank you so much and have a very great day so a padà wá later pẹ̀sẹ̀pẹ̀sẹ̀ thanks so much everyone gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wo broadcast wa ẹ bá wa pín káàkiri kí kó kárí ilé shout out ó dàbọ̀ bye for now ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ ṣé gan ni o kẹyà ṣe o àdúrà wa gbà o ẹ bá ń kí àwọn family yín o ó dàbọ̀. ṣèyí tèmi ẹ jẹ́ ká end gbogbo broadcasting so a padà wá bí probably after 2 hours àti wá ṣe ìgbà ìmọ̀ àlè ráyè ìjókòó àlè ọkọ̀ Nàìjíríà ní balẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ Gani Olóyèdè ó dàbọ̀ a padà wá later. Bàbá Salami ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ó dàbọ̀ ẹ bá ń kíyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ yín pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn tó bá wà lábẹ́ ètò thank you so much. Mr. Kazeem Adeniyan àpadà wá later bye for now kí n tẹ̀ lọ charge gbogbo àwọn device tí mò ń lo ìgbọ̀n gbogbo ẹ̀ ti weak so kí èmi náà lè bọ́ ilẹ̀ yẹn dáadáa ẹ̀yìn tèmi lórí elégan ti gbóná because mo ti gbé sórí laptop so ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ charge gbogbo àwọn phones yẹn à lè tún padà wá later lágbára Ọlọ́run a lè ṣe wàhálà lásán ó dàrọ. Aláwọ̀ bàbá ọmọ dámiláre ó tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta mú rẹ lórí thread ẹ ti hustle lọ gbogbo ti hustle lọ ọlọ́àjẹ́ kẹrí ṣe o aláì things are just getting tough and tough nílùú yẹn you understand kò síwó kan tó fún yẹn kan báyìí tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú wa Aláwọ̀ bàbá àtẹ̀yìn tó kù àpàdé later all right then. alright ẹ̀yin tèmi náà Mr. Asimi mo kí yín o ta ló tún wà ń bẹ̀ ìyá mi Bísọ́lá Ọládélé mo kí mọ̀ sí mi náà. So àpàdé later agbára Elédùmarè. Thanks so much everyone. Bye for now.